This is an image of Frank Lucas, a notorious Harlem-based heroin dealer who was seen at a boxing match between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. He is believed to be taken in 1971, and he was being one of the more flamboyant rich black gangsters at the time, so he was coined the name Superfly. The picture was taken during the 1970s heroin epidemic in New York City. The drug problems especially had an effect on Harlem and throughout other Manhattan neighborhoods. The reason was almost solely from one person, Frank Lucas and his heroin empire. Frank was born in 1930 in LaGrange, North Carolina, and lived in Greensboro, North Carolina. He lived with two parents and his multiple older and younger cousins. During the time, blacks were under many Jim Crow laws of the South still, meaning he faced heavy discrimination. At the age of 12, he witnessed his cousin get lynched by the Ku Klux Klan members for eyeballing a white woman in Greensboro. He said that the murder was the inspiration to get into the life of crime by being more powerful than the KKK and any other racially biased people. After getting into some petty crime in North Carolina, he was advised by his mother to move to New York as he was raising tension in Greensboro for being a well-known criminal. Eventually, he met and became associated with Harlem gangster Bumpy Johnson. He was Johnson's driver until '68 when Johnson collapsed inside of a diner with Lucas, later being pronounced dead due to cardiac arrest. Lucas was now in his life of crime and decided to take charge. The Italian mafia had a monopoly on heroin in New York City and made the prices of heroin very high. When Lucas noticed this, he decided to travel to Thailand as a disguised soldier to go and seek out a supplier in Asia. Heroin in Asia was extremely cheap compared to the mob's counterpart. He ended up going to a black soldiers bar where he met Sergeant Leslie Atkinson, who was also born and raised in North Carolina. With this connection, Frank was able to buy heroin in Southeast Asia and ship it through the use of dead soldiers' coffins. Once Lucas started dealing, he made instant profits since he could sell it for less. Lucas's heroin was selling quickly and he was making immense profit. His associates were never outside of the family from the rural South. All worked together to make massive amounts of money in the early 70s. It is said at the peak of his success he was making $1 million in a single day. Lucas was able to pay off the extremely corrupt police force in New York, but his only downfall was an honest Special Narcotics Task Force agent, Richard Richie Roberts. Richie tailed Lucas heavily and broke through multiple barriers to prove his criminal case. Eventually, after getting one of Lucas's cousins to fess up, Lucas was indicted on January 28, 1975, in his home. He was sent to prison for 70, but his sentence was reduced to around 16 years in total. Being that he was partially responsible for the crippling part of the town, it led to a great relationship with Richie, the officer who got him in prison. Frank Lucas now works for his daughter's nonprofit organization, Yellow Brick Road, along with Richie to help children with incarcerated parents. 2007, Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe played as Frank and Richie in the biopic American Gangster, which was based around Frank Lucas's life. I selected this image because American Gangster is one of my favorite movies. It was also interesting to learn about the different angle of what was going on in the U.S. during the 70s. Thank you.